Are we going to see Canelo Crawford next?
We'll see. It's a possibility there, always. No, we'll see what happens.
Have you spoke with Turkey about that show, about Canelo?
We know each other.
Birthday. Canelo. Man, yeah, we still live.
There we go.
We got.
Hold up,
Another event that took place in London but was not covered by the Ring Magazine Awards was the in-person meeting between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez when the two fighters met on separate days to go over the details of their bout plan. Crawford had been there since Saturday, and after Canelo Alvarez finished his meeting with Turkey, Alex Sheik, Terence Crawford was set to face Alvarez in person. There is a good chance that you and Terence Crawford will fight, and we don't talk about it. Yes, we do, and there is no doubt that the plans for the fight are underway, and it will be a loud one. Every day that goes by brings us closer to the promised land, and nobody can remain calm. According to a recent report, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez may finally face off in the boxing ring. The two met with His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh in London at the same time, which strengthened the rumors that they knew each other. We want to see what happens next and when you want to leave. I know you're in London tonight, but when will you be sleeping in a camp? After a spectacular knockout victory over Errol Spence Jr. in July 202-3, Terence Crawford called for a fight with Canelo Alvarez, who was already a two-time undisputed champion. Bud wanted to move up 3 weight classes for more gold, but the super middleweight champion had other matters to attend to. Canelo Alvarez initially shot the fight down, instead scoring lopsided victories over Jaime Munguia and Edgar Berlanga in March at the start of the middle of. In February, Terence Crawford switched to light middleweight in August of last year, defeating Israel Madoff via decision to win the World Boxing Association and World Boxing Organization gold. After that victory, there was some brief discussion about a possible fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, but it looks like the fight may finally happen. Neither boxer has responded to the report, but there are indications that the two fighters met with the Saudi boxing promoter earlier this week. The executive has helped arrange long-awaited fights like Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk and Arur BBB versus Dimitri Bivol in recent months. A leak has long supported Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford and has stated that he is willing to pay for the fight as well. This report and recent remarks from Bud demonstrate that Talking to X earlier today, Crawford promised to shock the world by saying that defeating Canelo Alvarez would be a difficult task for the 37-year-old. According to new reports, the likelihood of a fight between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has significantly increased, and Canelo Alvarez is now seriously considering Terence Crawford. Although Terence Crawford is an all-time great, he will need to move up 2 weight classes to face the Mexican star. Now, new weight classes have been discovered for the next couple of weight classes, which would be December 14th and 23rd. Terence Bud Crawford, the celebrated 3-division world champion and current World Boxing Association WBA 154-pound titleist, has once again proven that he is always ready to step into the ring when the stakes are high. Recently, the boxing world was set abuzz when Crawford heard his name mentioned in connection with a potential mega fight against none other than Saul Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed champion of the super middleweight division, and Alvarez to disputed champion of the super middleweight division. With a reputation for defying the odds and a career that has seen him achieve greatness, Crawford stands as one of the few fighters who could realistically take on such a monumental challenge. The boxing community is now on the edge of its seat, eagerly awaiting confirmation of this potential showdown. Renowned boxing journalist Julius Julianis further fueled the fire by sharing an optimistic update, revealing that discussions are actively ongoing regarding a fight between Crawford and Alvarez. While nothing is set in stone, Julianis mentioned that a September date for the fight is being seriously considered. Even though the deal hasn't been officially finalized, the mere thought of these two boxing giants sharing the ring has created an electric buzz among fans and experts alike. Several sources speaking to The Ring have echoed similar sentiments, noting that there are extraordinary efforts underway to make this dream fight a reality by the end of 2025. Despite the lack of official confirmation, ESPN Deportes Julianis has hinted that a deal could already be in place, with some sources even suggesting that the fight might take place as soon as May. Such ambitious plans are a testament to the seriousness with which both camps are approaching this historic matchup, a contest that would have far-reaching implications for the sport of boxing. The anticipation surrounding the fight grew exponentially when Alvarez himself made a public appearance in London during the Ring Awards ceremony. While in London, the Mexican boxing legend took the opportunity to meet with Turki Alik, the newly appointed owner of the ring and the visionary behind the Riyadh season. Alik and his team are said to have presented the prospect of this highly anticipated bout to Alvarez, and the wheels began turning toward what could be one of the most significant fights in recent boxing history. With both Crawford and Alvarez seemingly aligned on the idea of a 2025 showdown, the excitement in the boxing world has reached a fever pitch. As the rumors swirled, Crawford wasted no time in responding to the growing speculation. On Sunday, he posted a picture of himself outside London's Heathrow Airport, alongside a message that read, "Once you call upon me, I appear to grant you one wish, because I'm a free genie, not one in cuffs." This post sent shockwaves through the boxing community, as Crawford made it clear that he is not only ready to answer the call, but is fully prepared to make this fight happen. His willingness to rearrange his weekend plans to meet with Alvarez and other boxing royalty further underscores his commitment to taking on the best. Crawford's playful yet pointed message, "I'm like a genie when you rub his lamp," reflected the confidence and charisma that have made him one of the most respected fighters in the sport today. His ability to make major decisions on a moment's notice speaks volumes about his focus and readiness to take on the biggest challenges. As a fighter who has long been regarded as one of the most skilled and adaptable in the sport, Crawford's potential clash with Alvarez would not only be a battle of two elite athletes, but a clash of two unique personalities with the world watching in anticipation. For now, all eyes are on the negotiations and the eventual confirmation of the fight. If it goes ahead, a showdown between Crawford and Alvarez would undoubtedly be a boxing spectacle for the ages. Fans, analysts, and pundits will continue to debate the potential outcome, but one thing is for certain: Terence Crawford is always ready to grant that wish, as he has demonstrated time and time again throughout his storied career.
Come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
Alvarez, well, it's really not a message. It's all about respect over here. And if, he does decide to make plans for a planned May ring comeback to defend his World Boxing Council, World Boxing Association, and World Boxing Organization Super Middleweight Championship. But he wrote Crawford, who recently advanced to junior middleweight in 2024, would advance another 2 weight divisions for what he has called a legacy fight, which Crawford has never engaged in. After defeating Israel Madhav by unanimous decision on August 3rd to win the World Boxing Association and Inter-World Boxing Organization junior middleweight titles, the fight was the main event of Riyadh season's U.S. launch at __ Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Alik had always been eager to fight Alvarez Crawford, but he put those plans on hold for a short while when Alvarez showed no interest in the fight. When we got into the ring, there would be an electric, firing fight. Instead, he proceeded with action based on fantasy and also drama, which made the worst. Alvarez and Crawford have not fought since their championship defense against Edgar Berlanga, whom he defeated over 12 rounds in Las Vegas last September. It is currently uncertain, though, whether Crawford will fight before the anticipated showdown with Alvarez. All signs point to Alvarez fighting in May, as he has already sent out feelers for a well-known opponent to headline a pay-per-view event in the U.S. However, plans can obviously change quickly, as evidenced by Alvarez's appearance in London this. The Mexican boxer Saul Canelo Alvarez has left the door open for his 2025 activity, which includes a number of contenders and the possibility of surprising some of his possible rivals. How important is it that you spoke with Turki Alshed, and what did you discuss? The strongest contender at the moment is Cuban William Skull, whom he plans to fight in May, but Canelo appears open to negotiating with one of the options. When asked about his encounter with Alik in the Ring magazine, Canelo Alvarez, president of the General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia, said, "There is a possibility of fighting Terence Crawford. There is always a possibility, we'll see. But there's always a possibility we're here to do the best business." Alvarez traveled to London to accept the Ring magazine's Fighter of the Year award, where he met Turki Alal Shik. Possibility of accepting the fight against Bud Crawford, the World Boxing Council's required opponent for Saul Alvarez. But given the Mexican's unwillingness to accept the challenge, he might choose to fight Terence Crawford in September. "I like to work with everyone, as you know, and I like to have the doors open. But the biggest barrier to closing the deal is the weight difference, because Bud is in the 154-pound super welterweight division, which is The biggest issue with a possible deal would not be that negotiations would begin at the $150 million Canelo requested, but there appear to be no other obstacles. As British promoter Eddie Hearn, head of Matchroom, admitted a few days ago in statements to Fight Hype, "I'll be honest, I'd be very surprised if that fight happens." Hearn said, "I think His Excellency has been pushing that fight. It didn't seem like it was something Canelo really wanted to do. I don't have that language, but I do basically express what he wanted to do." COF. Recalling a conversation he had with the Mexican boxer about why he would be hesitant to accept a fight against Bud Crawford, saying, "They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight. And I think his feeling is that when he beats Crawford, everyone will say, 'I beat a 154 lb fighter,'" Hearn said. In the midst of this, Dallas Cowboys legend Des Bryant also entered the fray, revealing his plans to wager an enormous sum on the bout and selecting his opponent. In his own way, the Black Mamba chose his winner of the possible clash by writing, "I'm putting 1-0-0-0-0-0-0 on Crawford." Bryant and Crawford have a personal relationship, and the NFL legend greatly admires Bud. He has publicly supported the Omaha native on a few occasions, and the two have even shared some wholesome moments together. However, he went up and lost, so let's not do that, Canelo. What? Instead, they have participated in friendly competition. It wasn't surprising that Bryant selected Bud as his winner over Canelo Alvarez, as evidenced by their one-on-one basketball match in which Crawford lost to the football star. However, this decision has placed Bud in a unique position because Canelo is becoming a strong favorite among experts. Hearn is not the only one who believes that Bud won't be able to overcome the weight limit. Demetrius Ann also voiced similar concerns to Fight Hub TV. "If I'm being honest, I don't think Canelo truly wants the fight, as I believe that he won't receive much credit for defeating a light middleweight." He asserted that although the 41-0 Crawford is his close friend, Canelo is a stronger favorite in terms of weight than Crawford. And although Crawford's skills and abilities are undeniable, moving up 2 weight classes to face one of the best boxers of this era seems absurd. Every indication that the possible fight between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez may finally take place was discussed with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh was in London at the same time, which strengthened the rumors. Renowned boxing journalist Julius Julianis later provided another positive update, saying that they are thinking of holding the fight in September, which is not ideal for Canelo. But what are his options? For example, if Bivol wins, he could compete in the UND dispute, which is a very difficult fight. Although nothing is officially confirmed, fans and experts have already begun speculating and choosing their. In the midst of this, the legendary Dallas Cowboys player Des Bryant also entered the fray, revealing his plans to wager an enormous sum of money on the bout and select his winner. The Black Mamba, in his own unique fashion, expressed his unwavering support for the 37-year-old by writing, "I'm putting 1-0-0-0-0-0 on Crawford." Bryant and Crawford have a personal relationship, and the NFL legend greatly admires Bud. Also, in 1982, Crawford was incorporated into the NFL, and this support has been exponential with increasing revenues of 300%. Black Mamba and Crawford have a personal relationship, and the NFL legend greatly admires Bud. What other options are there, you ask? Ben 80s is up at 175. Clearly, His Excellence wants to make that fight, so I suppose we might see it next. He has publicly supported the Omaha native on a few occasions, and the two have even shared some pleasant moments together. They have participated in friendly competitions, such as their basketball game where Crawford lost to the football star, so it was not surprising that Bryant selected Bud as his winner against Canelo Alvarez. However, this choice has placed him in a unique bracket because Canelo is turning out to be a heavy favorite among the experts. A major boxing event is on the horizon, and it looks like the fight fans have been clamoring for is finally going to happen. According to an exclusive report from Combat Tezo, 2 of the sport's biggest stars, Mexico's Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, have agreed to meet in the ring this September in Las Vegas. This highly anticipated bout between Alvarez and Crawford, 2 of the best fighters of their generation, has been the subject of rumors and speculation for months. Now it seems that the fight is becoming a reality thanks to behind-the-scenes meetings and discussions between the fighters and key figures in the sport. The connection between Alvarez and Crawford was strengthened when both boxing legends met with Turki Alik, the head of Saudi boxing, over the weekend at the Ring Magazine Awards in London. Alik, who has become a driving force in boxing with his involvement in major events in the Middle East, reportedly played a pivotal role in bringing these 2 titans together. Didi Alik, according to Talksport.com, Alik discussed the possibility of a fight between the 2 champions, which helped lay the groundwork for what could be one of the biggest boxing matchups of the year. Alvarez, who is now 34 years old, has built an extraordinary career with an impressive record of 62 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. Over the years, he has solidified his legacy as one of the most versatile and accomplished boxers in history, having held world titles in 4 different weight classes. His most famous victory came in 2011 when he triumphed in the trilogy fight against the feared Gennady Golovkin. Alvarez's last fight took place in September, where he defeated Edgar Berlanga by unanimous decision, marking another successful defense of his title. For Crawford, the opportunity to fight Alvarez is something he has openly expressed interest in for quite some time. At 37 years old, Crawford remains at the top of his game, boasting a perfect 41 million record in his boxing career. A former world champion in 4 different weight classes, Crawford has proven himself as a versatile and dynamic fighter. Known for his ability to adapt to different styles in the ring, his most recent fight in August saw him defeat Israel Madov by a unanimous decision, claiming the World Boxing Association (WBA) and World Boxing Organization (WBO) interim light middleweight titles. Despite the differences in their respective weight classes, Crawford has previously stated that he is willing to move up to 168 pounds, 2 weight classes above his current division, to face Alvarez. His willingness to make this move speaks volumes about his confidence and his desire to prove himself against the very best.
Come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know. It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought fight.
With a 14-pound weight difference between the 2 fighters based on their most recent bouts, many have questioned whether Crawford can make the transition to fight at super middleweight. However, the possibility of this fight has captured the imagination of boxing fans around the world, with some analysts already predicting the outcome. Among those offering their thoughts is 2-division world champion Devin Haney, who has made it clear that he has a strong prediction for the bout, despite the size difference. Haney's insight into the fight, combined with the public's excitement, underscores just how much interest this showdown has generated. The stakes of the Alvarez-Crawford fight could not be higher. Both fighters have already cemented their places in boxing history, but a victory in this fight could take their legacies to a whole new level. Alvarez, with his vast experience in multiple weight classes, would undoubtedly present a major challenge for Crawford, who is known for his technical skill and ability to dominate in the ring. While the weight discrepancy between the 2 fighters may be a factor, the heart of the sport lies in the pursuit of greatness, and Crawford is more than willing to face that challenge head-on. In a sport where the best fighters often rise to the occasion, the potential battle between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford stands as one of the most exciting matchups in recent memory. As September draws closer, the boxing world eagerly awaits what promises to be an epic clash between 2 of the finest athletes of their generation. Is prepared to move up 2 classes to prove his greatness, especially in terms of performance cord, wants to move up 3 divisions to fight Canelo. What do you think of that, and who do you prefer in that fight? If Bud moves, they make Canelo a 4-weight world champion, just like Bud was previously dismissive of the fight, but has gradually come around to the idea. At first, he said he wouldn't take it, but the line became, if the money was... Speaking to the media at a recent London Open workout, Haney made it clear that he stood with the American should the fight be made. We classes for a reason, but you know he's daring to be great, so you have to respect him. I can't go against Crawford. I roll with Crawford. I like him in the ring and out of the ring. I think he's the best right now. It is at the top of his list for fights to be made. And he is interested in doing a good deal. Rockin' with Crawford. Both men are now officially looking for their next opponents. If the fight doesn't take place or is postponed, Canelo might challenge the division's other champion, William Skull, for the opportunity to become 2-time undisputed. If that happens, there will be an exciting fight between him and me, and it won't be like any other fight he's fought recently. It will probably be a well-fought fight, and Crawford would probably stick around. The fight between the 2 pound-for-pound greats was first discussed last year after Crawford defeated Israel Madov to win the WBA superweight title in August. However, negotiations stalled because Canelo was reluctant to negotiate the bout before his September fight against Edgar Berlanga, which the Mexican won to retain his World Boxing Council, the World Boxing Association, and World Boxing titles. Perhaps looking to unite there with Sebastian Fondor is a good option, or facing a top contender like Virgil Ortiz Jr. Crawford and Canelo met with Saudi chief Turki Alik over the weekend, and it has now been reported that an agreement has been reached for the mega fight to take place. The organization's super middleweight titles believes he was kind of a lose-lose situation for you. Do you think he's too small to compete with you? No. He's a good fighter. He's very good fighter. He is a matter fight. Both men are now apparently arrested and recharged following their most recent bouts. This official, Crawford and Canelo met with the public display along with Justin Therese, who they didn't know until later in the day. I had it in my back pocket the entire time, and I don't take anything seriously, but
No estoy pidiendo esa pelea, al final de
Claro que no.
cuentas.
La quiero para mi hijo, por
Sí.
favor.
Sí, no, aquí yo creo que Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They want to make that fight because it's a